Sniper rifles. Adjusted how aim assist is affected by sniper rifle zoom level. Lower zoom scopes have less aim assist, higher zooms have more, and scopes with around 50 zoom are unchanged. The lower zoom scopes have a large reduction in aim assist cone angle, and highest zoom scopes have a small increase. Scout rifles increase how much each point of aim assist stat widens the aim assist cone. At maximum, the cone is now 15% wider. There you have it, folks. Bungie has put out a TWAB, a patch note preview that talks about aim assist cones. I like to believe, because it makes me feel better about myself, that our dank memes of cones and aim assist cones have now led to Bungie actually being pretty transparent and calling it as it is, and I look forward to more stuff like this. But most importantly, back to the thing where our dank memes now made it into the TWAB. Cone gang, we made it. Let's go. Speaking of making it though, recently I hit 69,000 subscribers. Ha 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 ha. I'm so mature, I know, but I want to give a quick thank you because I think this number is funnier than 70,000. So thank you guys for supporting my content and the channel. I realize that there are over 69,000 of you guys, part of the 0.00001% that care a little bit too much about min-maxing their weapons and their builds, and probably deal with the majority of the community telling them, but that stuff is just all overly analytical and the only things that matter on your gun are the last two perks. My god, the amount of times I've heard that. But thank you guys for caring a little too much with me and enduring this pain together, and the fact that there's 69,000 of you that listen to my semi-arrogant rants, I appreciate it. Thank you. I'm certain you guys are tired of hearing me ramble now though, so let's talk about cones, shall we? Obviously, I read over the main changes to the sniper and scout rifle aim assist at the beginning of the video from the TWAB, but for sniper rifles, they add a little text or note here that says they want sniper rifles to feel powerful. I'm not sure what more you have to do to make them feel powerful other than, you know, one shot kill to the head, but they go on to say, without being so easy to use so that they dominate like they currently do, because they're that easy. For scout rifles, they add a little note where they say they feel the time to kill is reasonable for scout rifles, and I would agree with this, and if they adjusted that too much, they'd make them dominate the Crucible, and I don't think a lot of people want a scout rifle meta. They don't want a meta where people are encouraged to just kind of sit, so they're making them easier to use by upping the aim assist. The difference between these two buffs, what's interesting, is they have different wording. They mentioned for scout rifles that they increased how much each point of the AA stat actually widens the aim assist cone, so each point of the aim assist stat is going to be more valuable on scout rifles, and at the highest point it's now going to be 15% wider. So if you have a scout rifle with 100 aim assist Mida then now the aim assist cone of that scout rifle is going to be 15% wider than before the patch or buff. But we're going to go back to Mida in just a second. So for snipers, they use a different wording where they say that they're going to be adjusting the aim assist and how it's affected by the zoom level of sniper rifles. And they mentioned that the lowest zoom scopes have a large reduction in the aim assist cone angle. Now, to properly understand the difference between these two aim assist changes on these two different weapons, because they are different changes, we have to go through some fundamentals quickly. If you don't know what the aim assist cone is to begin with, if you can kind of think of when you turn on a flashlight and point it at a wall, it's kind of like a cone of light comes out of the flashlight. Think of something like that is actually coming out of your weapon. You just can't see it. Basically, the aim assist cone is this invisible area where if it is over a target and if the bullet fires within that area, it will try to curve towards the target. That's about as basic of an explanation as I can give. I hope that's okay. As you fire quicker with a weapon, depending on the stability stat of the weapon, that area actually shrinks. And for the topic of discussion today, it's actually pretty important that we mention that the aim assist cone is affected by zoom quite a bit. Zoom has a multiplicative effect on the aim assist cone. Very basically, this means that it's going to stretch the aim assist cone, which not only makes it a lot farther, yes, your aim assist cone does have an end to it, but it also makes it so that it's probably a lot thinner closer up, which means there's less area, you can see where I'm going with this, it's harder to get aim assisted bullets with higher zoom. And this directly relates to the sniper rifle changes. So the reason why snipers are so good right now is if you look in the metagame, they're all snipers with 35 or 40 zoom with high aim assist stats or high range stats or both. Beloved. Low zoom is favorable for aim assist because you are reaching what I call the aim assist sweet spot, quote unquote, sooner. The area where the aim assist cone is at its widest point, and because Destiny maps on average are more close range than not, you want to get to that point as fast as possible. Thus, low zoom becomes the most beneficial, especially with snipers. This is also why primary weapons are struggling to contest snipers even within their range, simply because the snipers are reaching a more forgiving point and that distance quicker. These changes are essentially saying, as you could read them and tell, that the sniper rifle aim assist is now going to be changed on a per zoom level. The low zoom scopes 35 and 40 are probably going to have some sort of penalty to aim assist, I assume, that makes it so that they're not randomly getting to their sweet spot so quickly and becoming very easy to use even in close range. And I personally hope that this ends up giving them a less than average aim assist cone size for those low zoom snipes. To clarify again, I'm pretty sure what they're doing is going to apply a aim assist penalty that will in turn make the aim assist cone of those snipers, even after their zoom, far lower than even average scopes. And if that is truly the case, then I like this, because my philosophy on this is that if you're using low zoom, you should be using it even though it's difficult, because you're gaining more versatility. You're giving yourself the hypothetical better chance at being able to snipe in close range with a wider FOV and an easier time following targets, especially for the controller players. And now there's going to be a trade-off. Instead of a blatant benefit to aim assist, you're going to be trading ease of use for more versatility, and I really like that. An interesting part of this change is that they decided to use 50 zoom as the median where nothing is changed. And I don't know how I feel about that. I think 45 zoom should have been it. Instead, I think 45 is also going to get a small zoom penalty or aim assist penalty to that zoom. I'm hoping it's not as great as 40 and 35. I assume it won't be. Again, we'll see on release. But I think 50 zoom is just a bit too high. It's quite jarring to snipe with a 50 zoom sniper on the majority of maps. And for that to be used as the median is a bit questionable to me. Whereas I think that could have been the point where 45 should have been the median, in my opinion, and 50 zoom is where you start getting a little tiny bit more aim assist. And I like that change. I like the fact that the higher zoom snipers are getting an increase in aim assist, because remember, we said that the high zoom makes the aim assist cone more narrow for longer. So in order to compensate for that, they're going to give them more aim assist, so they get a little larger aim assist cone. It's kind of normalizing everything across the board here, with less obviously in the low zoom's favors, which again, I really like this change. There's some of you that I see in the comments or I've seen on Twitter that are kind of upset that they didn't change sniper flinch, and I'm here to say that I don't think that's what you want. I don't think you want more flinch. We've been through that. If you have played Destiny 1, or I guess you can go back and even try Destiny 1 now and see how hard snipers get flinched. You literally cannot contest anything the moment you are shot, even just with a single bullet. Flinch, as far as my knowledge can tell, looks as though it's an RNG or random mechanic, and I personally don't want more randomness in gunfights, and I am treating a sniper as a gunfight when you're scoping on someone and they're shooting you, because you do want the opportunity to contest and shoot back and make those amazing plays and crazy moments, but you want it to feel a little bit more deterministic, and more flinch is just going to make that feel more jarring and more random. Instead, I think what people really do want is these changes. Less aim assist means there's less margin for error, so when someone is trying to shoot at you while you're putting pressure on them with a primary, if they actually get the shot off, it might actually be a wow moment. It's like, wow, they actually really timed that well, and it had to be more exact because there's less forgiveness overall. Or for the sniper player, if you happen to miss a primary shot when putting pressure on them and they see a window where they can shoot back and capitalize, it's going to take more of them to maintain precision and counter you in that split second. And I think that's way better to continue having something a little bit more deterministic, less RNG, but demand more skill of the player and more precision of the player to actually execute. I think that's great. Cami is one of my best friends. However, I see a lot of people in my comment section telling me that Cami says snipers need more flinch, and I'm here to say that I don't think they do. Just get rid of aim assist. Moving on to scout rifles, this is actually somewhat of a different change. As I mentioned, they are now making each point of the aim assist stat more impactful. So each point of it is going to widen the aim assist cone more than it currently does. So a high aim assist value on a scout rifle is going to matter more than before. And some people are mentioning or asking me on Twitter, well, how is this going to be any different from Mida? How is this going to be a buff? It already has 100 aim assist. You have to realize the aim assist stat is just a scalar. It's a modifier of what's currently set as 0 and 100. So if 5 was 0 and 10 was 100 and they wanted to make something more impactful on both ends, they can make 3 0 instead of 5 and maybe 15 the value for 100, just using random numbers to kind of explain this. What I'm trying to say is that 0 to 100 aim assist stat is just a modifier for the parameters they have set. So yes, Mida multi-tool is getting a buff because at the maximum value at 100, which Mida has, its aim assist cone is now going to be 15% wider than it would be without the buff. This is different than the sniper changes because the sniper changes are dealing with zoom and trying to normalize those values or degrade them to be ample trade-offs for the versatility that you're getting. And in this case, as far as I can tell, they're just increasing the top end of the aim assist stat to be higher or a wider aim assist cone, independent and regardless of the zoom level of the scout rifle as well. So you might actually be wondering, why are scout rifles getting an aim assist buff? And personally, I'm 50-50 on this change. I think it's going to be a good change, and I think it will heavily impact scout rifles, but at the same time, I kind of wanted to see a different change, which was less primary flinch on scout rifles. I feel like when I'm using Mida and I'm facing a hand cannon, I literally cannot shoot straight for the life of me, and it kind of sucks. But at the same time, thinking about how sniper rifles currently have too much aim assist and allows them to shoot through flinch pretty regularly, scout rifles having more aim assist will probably have the same effect, where they're going to be able to shoot through flinch a little bit more consistently. Now, the reason why this buff is really happening is we have to go back to our zoom discussion. Zoom and aim assist relation is a big topic here, because scout rifles, like the Mida multi-tool, have a zoom ADS modifier of 2 times zoom. This means that even at 25 to 30 meters, a scout rifle with 100 aim assist like Mida is probably getting considerably less aim assist, or a much smaller aim assist cone, than a Dire Promise with 100 aim assist as well, because it has a lower zoom value. It is getting to that sweet spot much quicker than the Mida would be. And unfortunately for scout rifles, the majority of Destiny 2 maps are pretty close range, so they probably need to increase the size of the aim assist cone for those 30-40 meter engagements so that scout rifles can actually hang a little bit more and be valuable options. I actually think that Jade Rabbit is going to become a very good pick, simply because it's going to be like a 150 hand cannon, of course a little bit more risk. Does have a pretty punishing body shot time to kill, but you're still able to get that 0.8 second 3-tap, which is dope. It's going to be able to do that at some pretty long ranges. Obviously, it's a scout rifle. Even Mida multi-tool with its 100 aim assist is going to feel a lot more versatile, which is kind of how the weapon should be. I think that's the whole point of the weapon, so I'm really excited to use that, honestly. The other thing to think of is that because of the 150 RPM hand cannons kind of going away other than Sunshot, so the optimal time to kill of the majority of hand cannons is going to be a 0.87 second time to kill, which is very close and might as well be in line with Mida's 0.9 second optimal time to kill. That gives Mida a pretty good fighting chance, especially since the 140 RPMs do shoot a bit slower. You get a bit more breathing room to get those shots in between the hand cannon shots when you're not getting flinched, and you're going to have a larger aim assist cone, so a greater margin for error, so you're going to most likely be landing more shots as well. I think Mida and other scouts have a pretty decent chance at being relatively competitive from this change. And guys, I gotta say, I'm really damn excited to main the Mida multi-tool. Anyways, if there's anything I want you guys to take away from this video, is that there's a few things. Firstly, as I always say, aim assist is not reticle friction. Aim assist in Destiny, the aim assist stat, I'm 99% certain at this point, is the aim assist cone. It is a scalar, it is a modifier of the size of the aim assist cone of the weapon. When they mention aim assist in TWABs and sandbox updates like this and going forward, unless they specify reticle friction, I'm assuming, or aim stickiness on controller, it does not mean that. It means the aim assist cone. This means that yes, mouse and keyboard players, you get aim assist. You do get bullet magnetism. That is defined as aim assist in Destiny 2, and these changes, yes, they do affect you. Next, of course, is that zoom affects aim assist. A hand cannon with a 1.4 times zoom with 100 aim assist, and a scout rifle with 2 times zoom and 100 aim assist, the hand cannon most likely has higher aim assist in the majority of engagements, simply because it is getting to its sweet spot, the point where it's most forgiving, sooner. In conclusion, cones.